Marion, when you see, so you look at the fastest growing, pardon my pun, fastest growing territories for fast in the world, are in Europe right now. So Germany is growing, kind of really quickly. Now it's from a very low base. UK is growing very quickly. Spain is growing very quickly. What are there differences in how, because there's a lag time between the growth spurt of fast in the US and what's happened over there in Europe. So are there major differences, or are the platforms and the programmers? So a lot of it's driven by local language content, but a lot of it is coming in dubbed and subtitled on the major platforms. So are you seeing kind of the distance in space and time creating differentiation between what's happened there? Because Pluto and Samsung are infiltrating the market there, but as exemplified by Pluto combining My5 and Pluto in the UK, that's a very different take than anything that they've ever seen here. Are you seeing other kind of major nuances or differentiations between what's happening early days and fast there and what's happening kind of in a more mature market here?
Yeah, I don't think we're going to see the same, thing happen in Europe that we've seen in the US. The markets are very different, but also I was at Roku in 2019, it was the beginning, and then the pandemic hits, and
right.
all of a sudden
big spurt,
became this. So there's a lot of elements, ingredients that I think we're not going to see again in Europe. Also, because we have this lag, of a few years on pretty much everything, we tend to look at what you've done and also, tweak it.
As a cautionary tale. Yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah. And in some cases, we'll make the same mistakes, but that's kind of, the value of being number two, I would say. But I think there's also the fact that the markets are very different. When you come in the US with a free value proposition, I think it's very distinctive. In Europe, it's not.
Right.
We have tons of amazing content for free from the broadcaster. So yes, linear is going down, especially with younger audiences. There's a lot of struggles. But having said that, we have already a lot of opportunities to watch free content. Number two, in the US, I feel fast was really boosted by the TV OEM, the connected TV ecosystem, and that's again because of cord cutting. And yes, the pay TV market is, contracting in Europe, but not bleeding out, like it
in the same way,
in the US, because it's much cheaper, right? Philippe knows maybe he misses those days, but in France, essentially for 40 euros, you have a pay TV package with, internet, the whole shebang. So there's a lot of that at stake. Having said that, I think there's room for fast. And I think we'll just, make it something different. So yes, you've said it, Pluto, My5. So My5 being the digital hub of the broadcaster, Channel 5. But you also see
it's also owned by Paramount, just as
exactly.
FYI.
You also see, the local broadcaster testing. So yesterday, ITVX, they were celebrating their 1-year anniversary. They've launched, 25 to 30 channel within these last few months, and they generated something like 25 million streaming hours. They had, in between 3 to 4 million viewers, etc., coming in and out to use that. So I think the recipe for success is going to be a bit different. But having said that, again, and that's where I think the niche services really have a play, is that if it's about copy pasting traditional TV onto fast, which this is what it started to look like, then you're just going to repeat what's happening, and people are just going to turn away. Whereas fast is the opportunity to bring new guys, right? And so new verticals, topics that were underserved. Cameron was mentioning underserved audiences. There's also a diversity play. Folks who had no say can actually have a say via fast, right? So yeah, that's a few of the things I've seen, and all of these guys here, they should be somehow in Europe, and some are, like Tastemade is, and Trusted Media. I think Gusto as well in a couple of markets. The challenge is then the fragmentation, but these guys, can speak to that. How difficult it is to grow globally when you're going beyond the English language.
Yeah.